Don't do this in Excel, of course, to auto-fit your rows and columns. I see a lot of my colleagues doing this, trying to resize manually, and this consumes a lot of your time, because really imagine if you had to go through tens and thousands of rows of data. You may find yourself in such a scenario, especially if you import data from various external sources like ERP systems, billing systems. Maybe if you import this data from QuickBooks, you may receive it in such a messy format. And one of the transformations you have to make, of course, is to make sure that your rows and columns auto-fit to give space for your text and data to become visible. So the first option, you can of course head over to your far left and click on this small triangle over here. After you've done that, then let's assume you want to auto fit all the columns. So you will point over in the middle of any of the columns until you see your cursor change into a black plus sign. Then from there you can just double click, and now you can see the text in your column headers is visible in its entirety. Let's now follow the same step and auto fit our rows. I'll go back to this triangle, click once, head over into the middle of any of the two rows, for example between 4 and 5, until my cursor changes into a black plus icon, and then I can just double click. And there you go. Everything now looks super nice. And we have just achieved this in just 2 simple clicks. The second option is of course to use your keyboard shortcuts. You highlight your data, and on your keyboard press the Alt key once, then letter H on your keyboard for home, plus letter O for format cells, and then letter I to auto fit column width. While your dataset is still selected, let us now auto-fit our rows. Press the Alt key on your keyboard, H for home, O for format cells, and letter A on your keyboard to auto-fit your raw height. Then the other option would be you highlight all your dataset like this, and then you right-click anywhere in one of the rows. Then you navigate over to the raw height. And then from here, you can now input any raw height of your choice. Let's assume I want 15 for all my rows. Click OK. And then I can also right click anywhere in one of the columns. I go to column width, and then I can determine manually the column width that I would like to have. Let's assume I want 11. I click OK, and everything auto fits. However, I don't recommend using the last method, because you can clearly see in our first column A, we were unable to guess the correct column width. So that's all I wanted to show you in this video. If you enjoy my content, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel for more video tutorials like this.